Cancer and its side effects don't just disappear on their own. Healing takes strategy. Hey, Dr. Amy here, and as an 8-year cancer survivor, I know firsthand what it takes to eliminate treatment side effects and stay cancer-free. In this video, I'm sharing with you 10 must-know things to keep cancer from coming back. So whether you're newly diagnosed, in treatment, or even years out from your diagnosis, this video is for you. Because the truth is that many cancer survivors are left in the dark, and missing just even one of these can be the difference between staying cancer-free and cancer returning. So if you want a clear, science-backed path to follow, you're in the right place. Starting with number 1, finishing treatment is not the end of cancer. Healing continues long after. When I finished my last chemo infusion, I expected to bounce back in a couple of weeks. I mean, this was my area of expertise. I knew everything there was to know about chemo, so I should be able to recover fast. I was stage 3. I was done with the hard part, but I didn't realize it at the time, and nobody told me. Recovery from cancer does not end with your final treatment. The fatigue, the exhaustion, it lingered. The brain fog was terrible. I couldn't exercise the way I used to. Even climbing upstairs felt hard. That's because healing your body after cancer is a completely separate strategy to getting through cancer treatment itself. Research shows that many women still experience the lingering effects of cancer treatment for months or years after they finish. The physical and the emotional effects. If you're feeling that way, it's not just you. And more importantly, there are targeted ways to not just recover and survive, but to thrive after cancer. Okay, on to number 2. Exhaustion after cancer is not normal, but it is fixable. One of the most common things I hear from women who start working with me inside the Cancer Freedom Program is that they are exhausted. They are so tired all the time. But exhaustion after cancer is not just something you have to live with. Studies show that over 80% of people who go through cancer and cancer treatment are navigating exhaustion. And many of those people feel it for longer than 6 months after they finish treatment. That was me too. Even with my oncology background, I didn't realize how debilitating exhaustion was until I lived it. But here's what changed. I took a targeted approach through nutrition and targeted movement to restore my energy. And now I help cancer survivors and thrivers get their energy back in about 3 weeks. Yeah, it happens that quickly once you have the right strategy in place. Stacy, a cancer survivor who I work with inside the Cancer Freedom Program, she was struggling with low energy and exhaustion for 4 years after she finished her treatment. And that's when she finally reached out. When I first met Stacy, I said to her, "Give me just 3 weeks and we'll get your energy back." She found it almost hard to believe. But 3 weeks later, I checked in with Stacy and she said this is the best energy she's ever had in her life. It's not about doing more. It's about doing the right things in the right order. Okay, on to number 3. Eat whatever you want is unhelpful and outdated advice. If you've been told by your oncologist or your team to just eat whatever you want, then you're probably feeling confused. You might even be feeling dismissed. That advice might have made sense 30 to 50 years ago. That was a time when people were left feeling so nauseated after their treatments that they could barely even eat. But now we have much better anti-nauseant medications. So that's not true for the majority of people. In fact, now most women actually gain weight on their cancer treatment, not lose weight. Food is medicine. You don't need a restrictive diet or to obsess about everything on your plate. You just need a strategy. Lean protein to rebuild muscle mass, fiber-rich foods to support digestion and to reduce the risk of a recurrence, cruciferous vegetables because they contain an anti-cancer compound, which will reduce your risk of recurrence. It does not need to be complicated. It just needs to be intentional. Okay, on to number 4. Weight gain after cancer is common, and it matters. I gained weight during cancer treatment. Most women do. Chemo, steroids, medical menopause. Plus, you're almost sedentary. You have low activity levels. It's almost inevitable. But here's the catch. Excess body fat, especially around the belly, That's going to increase your risk of a cancer recurrence. That's especially true for breast cancer that's estrogen fed, because estrogen is still produced in fat cells. That can actually fuel tumor growth. Now look, this doesn't mean that your body needs to look the way it did before cancer. Absolutely not. But it does mean that we have to be thoughtful about our health, tracking your food, balancing your macronutrients, and rebuilding lean muscle mass. This is going to dramatically reduce your risk of recurrence, plus help you feel powerful once again. Okay, on to number 5. Medical menopause affects your brain. After cancer, women experience medical menopause, whether it's from chemo or surgery, having a hysterectomy, or being put on hormone-suppressing treatments. What often shocks me is not the hot flashes. It's actually the brain fog. Women often can't remember names or recall dates. They're losing their edge. But this isn't just in your head. Estrogen plays a critical role in cognitive function. And when you lose estrogen, suddenly your brain chemistry changes. The good news is that you can improve your cognitive function through anti-inflammatory foods, proper sleep hygiene, resistance training, and a supplement strategy. I've used this approach with hundreds of women who cannot be on hormone replacement therapy and work with me inside the Cancer Freedom Program. You don't have to accept feeling foggy. You can be sharp once again. Okay, on to number 6. You need muscle mass more than ever. Cancer treatments lead to a loss of muscle mass fast. Within just a few weeks of starting chemo, you start to lose muscle mass. And when you lose muscle mass, you lose strength, and your metabolism slows down, and you're more sensitive to insulin spikes. Plus, your immune function is weakened. Many cancer survivors avoid exercise because they feel so tired. But strength training done strategically is one of the most powerful ways to speed up your recovery, and it can actually help improve your energy levels. A woman that I work with inside the Cancer Freedom Program came to me because she was scared to lift weights after her mastectomy. But we built a safe plan together. We helped her make sure that her movements were safe and accurate. She implemented that plan over days and weeks, and she started to feel better. Her fatigue started to fade, and her body felt strong again. 1 year later, she's deadlifting more weight than her teenage son. Muscle is your insurance policy after cancer. Do not neglect it. Okay, on to number 7, your mindset shapes your outcome. I do not say this lightly. After my diagnosis, my mind went to some pretty dark places. I was afraid. I was angry. And for a long time, I had felt like cancer had taken the best parts of me. But mindset should not be about toxic positivity. There are still going to be low moments and bad days. But how you talk to yourself truly matters. Do you believe your future could be better than even your life before cancer? In cancer research, we know that stress hormones like cortisol can affect the risk of a cancer recurrence. That's not to say that your thoughts are going to cause cancer, but it does mean it influences it. A woman that I work with inside the Cancer Freedom Program felt stuck in her fear. Every single scan triggered anxiety. We use cognitive behavioral tools, mindset strategies, and routine to give her a sense of structure and give her back some control. She now says, I'm living again. I'm not just surviving. Okay, but that brings me to my next point. You need your own plan. Generic, one-size-fits-all advice won't cut it. Your cancer treatment was tailored to you, but recovery advice? Not so much. Your body, your diagnosis, your treatment, your side effects, they're all unique. So your recovery plan needs to be unique to you. What works for one woman might be totally wrong for another. Inside the Cancer Freedom Program, we create a plan specific to you and your body. We consider your treatment history, your side effects, and we tailor it specific to you. We look at blood work, we track your progress, and we make changes over time. You do not need to be perfect, but to get the fastest and best results, it needs to be personalized. Okay, but on to number 9. Alcohol is a carcinogen. There is no safe amount. This one's tough. Many cancer survivors really enjoy the social aspect of drinking. They find it a stress relief, a way to connect. But here's the truth. Alcohol increases the risk of 7 different types of cancers, and breast cancer is one of them. Even just one drink a day can increase your risk of cancer by over 10%. So if you've already had cancer and your goal is to lower your risk of recurrence, then we need to talk about alcohol. Now, I'm not saying that you can never enjoy a drink again, but cutting back or stopping is one of the most powerful strategies you can use to lower your risk of recurrence. Even just cutting down by a few drinks a week can make a very significant difference. Okay, but that brings me to my next point. You do not have to live in fear, but you do need to take action. After cancer, many of us live with this undercurrent of fear. Every ache, every pain. Is that cancer? That's normal, but don't let fear freeze you. The opposite of fear isn't pretending that nothing is going to happen. It's being informed, empowered in your actions. Take your health seriously. Align with the best science. Give your body the best chance possible. Your life isn't over. It's just beginning again. Okay, so now that you know these strategies to put an end to cancer, the next thing you need to get started with is in this video right here. Click the link here and I'll see you in the next video.